Are you sharing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me type Vijay. Hey, it's not working. Why?
Currently, I'm logged in only, sir, for same
No,
person.
no. Vijay. Password is correct, right? Whatever share in chat.
Yeah, correct only.
Yeah, no, it's okay. You tried suspend this port, right?
Yes.
Not able to do that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do one thing. Shut down the link from the CLI. Okay. If you're not
Okay.
okay, shut down because this somebody logged the log. Somebody logged this lab. Okay.
Okay. Mm.
So that's the reason it's not working. So what you can do that, just go in CLI, shut down this interface, okay? The same meaning is going to happen. Or from this router, you can shut down this interface. Either way.
Okay. Doing CLI wise, I need to do. Physically log
Ye-
into CLI. That
Yes,
is
yes.
advanced.
Login because this is like not edible because people log the lab.
Mm.
So this is the issue we have right now. So
Only need to shut down only, or else
yes,
the
yes.
yeah,
We have to,
again we activate not that the configuration will become right. No issue at all.
this you know to do the configuration.
Mm.
You shut down this interface
Mm.
and do TLOC extension for this one. Okay.
Okay.
Here you need to shut down this one and you do this extension from here, but make sure remove this configuration as well because you need to configure this interface also as MPLS. The two
Okay.
interface cannot be on the same color. Okay, Vijay?
Okay, fine.
Okay, so just watch and just do that. So anyone who not able to do the shutdown the interface, just do via the CLI. All right. Okay, guys, let me quickly move that. Today we'll take the class, but tomorrow, day after tomorrow, it's going to be holiday. Okay, so we'll have some theoretical concept we have to discuss. Uh, s- okay, guys, so let me explain one of the theoretical concept that's very much important. What is ZTP process? Anyone know what is ZTP process? Zero touch provisioning. Anyone have any idea? Okay, so let me explain. Zero touch provisioning is a process, right? It's a very important process when I want, without doing any configuration, let's suppose I purchase any new box. This is my SD-WAN box. S01. This is my new box. I want this new box should be connected to my rack. Let's suppose this is my rack, and I'm going to place my edge here. This is my edge going to be there. And once edge is going to be provisioned, I need to make sure they have the internet or MPLS connectivity. At the same time, they must be also have some sort of the LAN connectivity. Third thing, very important, this edge is going to require the power. So once I connect my WAN, once I connect my LAN, once I connect my power, this edge should be auto part of the fabric, means he should join the SD-WAN overlay. it's going to join automatically, and they have the communication with the controllers. Means whatever the controller we have, vManage, vSmart, vBond, and also if there is another branch sitting here, BR2 and SD-WAN, they're also going to communicate. So that's known as the zero touch provisioning. Means you don't have to do any kind of the communication manually. Everything is going to happen auto. And based on that auto configuration, your device is going to land and they're going to make the full communication from one side to another side. So that's why zero trust provisioning is going to be happen.
That underlay or overlay, sir? Both or anyone?
Both, everything is going to configure automatically. You don't have to do underlay. You don't have to do overlay. Means you just have to plug the WAN cable. You just have to plug the LAN cable and you just have to do the power on and it is going to be auto configured. The agent looks magic, right? But this magic is going to happen, and how it is going to happen, we have to understand today. So basically, what is going to be happen in zero trust provisioning? You have any VS devices. On the VS devices, we have the one of the special interfaces that you have to identify. Means if I have the router, that router must have some interfaces who only support the ZTP process. Means you have to connect WAN cable on this interface that is known as ZTP interface. So every model of devices, let's suppose I have the VS1000s, I have this 0x0 interface. Even I have the VH Cloud that also have this ZTP interface. What does mean? Let me show you. ZTP interface, if you go and read the data set, they are going to tell you what is ZTP interface. ZTP interface is the interface where this command must be enabled. IP DSCP client. If this command is enabled, that means the router is known as a ZTP interface. So you have to always connect a WAN cable on this interface. No other interface. So you have to go here and you have to connect the WAN cable. So this is going to make your WAN connectivity and this is going to bring your connection. So this is known as the ZTP interface. Clear? So we have the 1000, this interface. You have the 2000 G0x2 interface. Let me show you. So always connect the cables on the ZTP interface. That's the very first thing. Clear? If you have the VA100, that is the this interface. VS2000 2x0. Now, once you connect the router on the rack, the first thing you require the LAN WAN connection, which you have to do. Then you have to turn on the power. Once you're going to do the turn on the power, very first thing, your power should be on the device. Once it is on, directly it will go and try to get IP address on the WAN interface. So where it is going to get IP, you don't have to configure IP. So someone must be give the IP address, right? So that is my ZTP interface will try to DSCP client. As a DSCP client, it will request to DSCP server, hey DSCP server, can you give me the IP address? So if DSCP server is present in your network, that service you have to purchase from the ISP, because public IP always, or might be the private IP, you have two choice. Either you have the internet provider or you have the MPLS provider. So in both of the scenario, you have to take the DSCP service on their router so that when you connect the WAN cable, you will get the automatic IP address. If this service is not enabled, you cannot get the IP address and you cannot proceed with the DSCP because IP is the mandatory. Without IP, no communication is going to possible. Now, after this, the very third step, once we have the IP address, they will go to DNS. Why they will go to DNS? Because they require the vBond detail. That is a ZTP server detail. So if you go in the configuration, you'll find predefined when you have the any VH router, you just go any VH router. If that is a brand new router, always pre-configured this URL is going to be there. FQDN is going to be there. That is known as a fully qualified domain name. So this is going to be pre-configured. So that means you must have to reach something the FQDN by converting them IP address, because router only understand IP, they don't understand the any FQDN. So IP to FQDN and FQDN to IP. Who is going to do that? DNS is going to do that. Domain name server. Any FQDN we have or URL we have, which is going to convert into IP. So that's why the second step, they want to know what is my ZTP server. vBond. That's the same thing that you have to go on this particular DNS server. Make sense? Then they will get the ZTP server vBond detail. That's both are technically same. Earlier we have the two different things, but technically they are the same. Then we are going to get the vManage. So you can see there's a first step, then it is going to this, then it is going to this, then it's going to this, then it's a vManage. So finally, this all 6 step is going to be completed. But after that, we have the 7 step, 8 step, 9 step, 10 step, and finally, why it is that? So let's understand more in detail. So how the function is going to happen, ZTP process. So in interview, it is going to be asked. So you have to be always memorize how the process is going to be happen. Their very tricky question is going to be asked. So let's understand. So very first step, you require to power on your VH device. That is the very first thing. Once you have the power on, right, the router will try to do the DHCP server, sending a DHCP discovery message. If DHCP server present in network, means which network? ISP network. The router received the offer message contain the ZTP interface IP address. That is your WAN IP. Okay. Then ZTP process continue with the step 3. Else it is going to drop. If this is not going to fulfill, it was not going to this step. Third step, what was the third step? Third step, then it is going to find the DNS server. Can you convert my 𝗏𝗏𝗯 ZTP server IP? Can you give? Because we have the FQDN. So it is going to just convert that and it is going to give the IP address. So that you can talk about that. That is the second step. Now the router connect to the ZTP server. ZTP server verify the VH router and send the IP to the vBond orchestrator. Means ZTP server, vBond are going to be technically one device or might the cloud-based device. So you don't have it confused. Means once the ZTP server IP is going to resolve, it will land to the vBond automatically because they are the interlinked. So once we have the vBond detail, vBond is the validator. So it will introduce to the vEdge, that's the NMS connectivity. But when it is going to introduce the NMS, that time router doesn't have any system IP address. Means they get the WAN IP address, they reach to the vBond, right? Why? How? Because the system wise have them. Now vBond have the responsibility to tell the vManage detail. So now it will tell, hey, you have this vManage detail. Let's suppose it's give this IP address. So now this vEdge is going to build a connection with the vManage. But at this time, this vManage, the vEdge doesn't have any system-wise configuration or any configuration. It's a totally blank. So that time it will establish a connection with the null 0 system IP address. Means in system IP address, it is going to put 0.0.0, but still it will try to build the tunnel connections. Clear? So this is very important, right? So the router a transit connection to the vBond orchestration send its chassis ID serial number. At this point, ZTP process router doesn't have any system IP address. So connection is established with the null system IP address. The vBond orchestrator use these two numbers to verify the router. vBond orchestration send IP address and vManage NMS router. So they use the system IP chassis ID, these two numbers, serial number, that to verify. vBond once the verification, then it is going to establish the tunnel connections with toward the vManage with a null 0. Once this is going to be verified, then what is going to be happen? NMS is going to verify, then NMS is going to send the system IP. At this time, what you have to do that you have to pre-build the configuration. Means you have to pre-build the config of any router. That means once your device is going to land in the vManage recognize this is your chassis number. That chassis number is going to be already there. Along with that chassis number, you have the configuration template attached. So it will push all the configuration template to you, and you are going to get the entire configuration. Then again, at this point, see, that's why it's reaching again. See, once they have the configuration, then it will try to build again tunnel. You can see with a vBond to just validate. And then it is going to build again tunnel with the vManage. So that's why in this step, you can see the router establishes connection with the vManage and verify the NMS via the system IP address. The router reestablishes the connection to the vBond orchestration using the system IP address. The router reestablishes a connection to the vManage NMS system IP. If necessary, NMS push the proper software image. Means once this is going to be validated, they again join the fabric. If let's suppose software is going to mismatch and downgrade upgrade is going to require, then that box is going to reboot. So that's why again after reboot, they're going to again validate with the vBond and then again vManage, then it will join the fabric. So that's why it's going to see that the router connect the vManage and verify the NMS, and vManage send the router IP system IP. The router reestablishes the connection to the vBond orchestration using the system IP address. And the router reestablishes the connection to the vManage using the system IP if necessary. NMS push the proper software image to the VH router as a part of the software image installation process. And router is going to reboot. And after reboot, it is going to again re-establish connection to the vBond. That's what you can see. And then again, it will join and verify with the your NMS. And then it is going to form the overlay connection. This is how it is going to happen. So this ZTP process probably you are not going to get. It's very rarely going to use, but if it is there, then you have to require your ISP router should have the DSCP features. If they do not have the DSCP feature, you cannot achieve this. So this should have the DSCP. This should have the DSCP. Then it will get the automatic IP address. Clear? Now, how it is going to be synced. So basically, what you have to do that. Any router you are going to upload means you have the valid license, right? So you have to upload your 𝗂𝗧cie details. How can you do that? Let me tell you. So your 𝗂𝗧cie is going to be there. Against that 𝗂𝗧cie number, you can create the template. So that is going to be created and you can upload anytime up, like whenever it is required. VH4 is down, David. So if I go here, go the, template. Not template, let me go here and devices. So here you have the option to upload the vSmart list. So you just have to go and upload. We have the Excel file and you can just upload that. So you can choose the file, CSV file you have to take and you have to upload the CSV file and then it is going to upload your all VH list here. Once you have the VH list uploaded, they have this 𝗂𝗧cie number and serial number. Two things is going to be there. Against this, you can create the template and you attach the template with against this 𝗂𝗧cie number and serial number. So that means when NMS is going to validate that 𝗂𝗧cie number and serial number, so they will attach the configuration and it is going to push automatically. So that's why you have to do the configuration, but it is not during the your what I can say actual window of the cutover. It is during the actual when you complete everything, means your cutover is about to done, then you pre-build your configuration and then it is going to happen automatically. So this is how. And another thing, when you have the license, always you have the option log into the smart account. So you just have to put your username and password and it is going to be login. Let me try. So it is going to ask like your email address and password, and it is going to, so if you have the license, it is going to be login. I have the Cisco smart account, but it is not functional, but let me try to show you if it is going to log in. Because this is have the internet access.
So for this upload that WAN edge list, before configuration of the edge router, how can we get that chassis number, other detail like that?
So that's why you have the smart sync account. Once you sync that, all you purchase devices are going to be sync automatically here. It is going to show in the inventory list here. Once you have the, let me show you. Here is your answer. This is smart account, right? Every company have this a smart account. Let me show you. Might be I can log in. Cisco smart account login. Let me try. Yeah, let's log in. So once you have the valid account, right? So this is the old one, which I captured in the PPT. So let me go here. So whatever devices you are going to purchase from Cisco. Yeah. Let me try. There is. It's not showing. There should be one option. I can show you. Let me try one more time. Cisco Smart Portal. This is same license, right? They changed something. I believe there is something I'm not getting that option, so I can show you. Oh, why it is not showing? Let me see here. Okay, leave it. So that option is not coming for some reason. But what is going to happen once I'll show you. You are going to get a virtual accounts. On that account, you can just register your devices. You can see like software download, upgrade, plug and play license. So maybe they have changed the like some interfaces. So you can go here and you can import your devices, and that is going to show your contract name. Likewise, I log in. Similarly, your company contract is going to show on top of the license, or maybe the name is going to display. So you have to import that devices, and this license is going to be directly sync, means you can put the inventory. The device you're going to purchase from Cisco, that is going to visible here, and that is going to sync with your vManage. Means you have to go vManage, you have to sync from sync a smart account, and then it is going to be automatically available all inventory at this location. It is going to be automatically available. I don't know if they have the internet or not. I don't think this VH have the internet. But let me try. So if that is going to be happen, so there is no like there is no internet, so that is going to, so it is going to be automatically sync, and it is going to show all in inventory, and you can just have to build the template. Let's suppose this device inventory, you want to build the template. So when you're going to configure the template, like feature template or maybe device template, so it is going to ask you which device you want to select. So the serial number is going to be there at that situation. Means let's suppose I want to add one more device here, test device. So whatever the available serial number, chassis number is going to be there, it is going to show here. Like it's showing the name, but in that situation, it's going to show the serial number, chassis number. So based on that, you can just connect and you can just do the licensing process. Clear? Guys, clear about the ZTP process? Any questions? Batao.
Hi sir, if it is connected to CH router, sir, ZTP will work or not, sir?
That's the same thing. We have the PNP portal and we have the ZTP portal. Both are the same. Technically, both are the same. So you can see here. So ZTP portal, PNP portal, the same. So you will get the like we get na CH. You can see here. We onboarded the CH as well. So you can create the licenses. Means you just have to update the chassis number, serial number, license that is going to be pushed to a device. And again, like CSR 1000 is CH. So you can create a template against that. So it is absolutely going to work. Okay, Raja?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah,
And sir, what about the interface management IP, sir? I mean, when we like it is a zero touch provisioning. So without this, how it will be come into our live production, sir?
okay, see, this is your router, right? This is your controller, right? Just think the vManager. So now you tell me what is required to build underlay. You require
Sir,
one IP address.
One IP address, yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
This IP address and this should have the routing. So once you get the IP address, default gateway, it will get toward the ISP for all network. Make sense?
Correct.
It will point to
Yes.
default gateway. So are they going to form the underlay or not?
Yes, sir.
Underlay it is going to form. Clear? Now this underlay is going to form, then you have to build the overlay. For overlay, what is going to require? You require the system-wise configuration.
System-wise.
You
VPN 0.
require the VPN 0 configuration. Right? These two things and VPN interface configuration, right?
Yes, sir.
If you have this information, or might be you want to do the management, so VPN 512 as well.
Yes,
You
yes.
require that?
Correct.
So once they have the reachability and vManage itself, first case, we do not have this configuration. So it will try to build the TTLS and TLS tunnel by null zero system IP. You can understand the ZTP process. It will automatically, once you have the underlay, they will try to build ZTP because this system IP, chassis number and serial number is going to verified. Means certificate is fine. That means, right? Means a valid one. So vBond is going to validate this. So if vBond is going to validate, that means it will eligible to bring the tunnels. So it will build the tunnel, but that is going to be null zero tunnel. Make sense? So once they have tunnel, you find that this vEdge router, vManage have the template attached against this serial number and chassis number. So it will, you pre-do the configuration, means you have done the pre-configuration for this particular router and it will automatically going to push here. So this is how it is going. So once configuration is going to push, it will integrate the LAN, it will integrate the management and also the OMP. Clear, Raja?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes. Thank
So
you.
this is how it is going to happen. Any Mathan, you clear? Anurag, any doubt?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So what we can do, I'm not going to talk because we have to do the theoretical stuff today, now onward. So we'll not have class tomorrow and day after tomorrow. We'll connect on the Monday, okay? If required, I'll drop message if required to connect on the Sunday or Saturday evening. But I don't think it is going to be necessary, but we'll try to connect next week. Okay, guys? Clear? Because we have to do a lot of theoretical stuff, especially security, right? So we'll do that slowly. Don't worry. Okay, clear?
Sir, thank you.
Thank you, guys. See you again. Bye-bye.